Let me embrace today's worries, to remember when I hold your hand, soothing you with this song. My name is Quinn, and here, we share and nurture a lifestyle of self-reliant happiness and empowered womanhood. For those of you who feel the need to slow down, or perhaps today you're not feeling quite yourself, feeling a bit tired, maybe even your health isn't at its best, and you need to rest, I want to reassure you that this is completely normal. Be gentle with yourself. Faster isn't always better. Sometimes, slowing down allows us to move faster later. This isn't a race, it's a journey, so there's no need to rush. If you don't compare yourself to anyone else, you'll find that your path is perfectly suited for you. This ties into the first lesson I've learned. What's truly important to you requires time to nurture and cultivate. When I was younger, I heard this but struggled to accept it. I was young and headstrong. But now, I can say I'm no longer too young. And I realize that truly precious things demand many challenges and much time. This allows us to appreciate them even more later. More importantly, along that journey, we build so much character and so many qualities that, without enough time or those challenges, we might never have gained such depth and breadth. That's why I love the saying, if you've already seen the destination, what's the rush? And if you haven't seen the destination yet, there's even less need to rush. So just keep going, learning, experiencing, observing as you move forward. Go when you need to go, rest when you need to rest. When I observe everything in this world, I see that everything has its cycle and rhythm. Nothing works 24/7. Everything has periods of intense activity and times of rest. Humans are also a part of nature, so living in harmony with nature means having moments of rest, pause, movement, speed, and slowness. I've noticed that people who find peace in their lives often understand this law very well. I constantly remind myself of this because I have a tendency to want to go fast. I often have so many thoughts and creative ideas that sometimes I feel like I want to pursue all of them. But again, what I want is one thing. Accepting reality and accepting the rules of the game in this world is another story. When you understand the rules of the game, you're sure to play it better. I see many comments from people saying they want to change or do something but haven't succeeded yet, asking what to do. I suspect that maybe you expect to change and improve quickly, and if you don't, you think you're doing something wrong. But in my experience, you just need more time. You just need to repeat those things for a long enough period, and sooner or later, you will definitely see a change. For me personally, from the day I officially became aware of personal development until today, it's been 10 years. It took me 10 years to get to where I am today, and I still have so much more to learn and improve. I'm nowhere near what one would call perfect. So, if you've only been trying for a few weeks or months and haven't seen results, that's actually very normal. Cultivate perseverance. This is one of the qualities I find quite challenging for young people today, where everything is so fast. It's like if you want something, it's delivered right to your door. Everything is too quick, so being told to wait not just for a few hours, but sometimes for years, decades is a hard concept to grasp. But I've realized that no matter how much humanity develops, some laws of the universe never change. The more we accept these laws, as I said, the more enjoyable and peaceful this game becomes. The next lesson is, never limit yourself by other people's imagination. This resonated deeply with me because for a very long time, I limited myself by the imaginations of those around me, especially those closest to me. Even though they loved me dearly, they couldn't see my potential, the deep dreams within me that only I knew, only I recognized. For example, with this YouTube channel, no one in my family works in media. They're all very shy about public speaking, very afraid of talking in front of a crowd. So, sharing my dream of connecting with you all, of creating a YouTube channel, was something truly unimaginable for them. When I was younger, I didn't know better and I shared these dreams, and I received a lot of discouragement. They were afraid I wouldn't succeed, afraid I'd get hurt if I failed. It came from a place of love, you see. But later, as I grew up, I understood that some things are best kept to myself. Just quietly do the work and let the results speak for themselves. You don't need to explain or justify. I also learned to trust my dreams. If no one else in the world believes in you, let's just assume that's the case. Will you still believe in yourself? Will you choose to believe in yourself? That's a choice, dear ones, and you always have the power to choose. For me, that's one of the universe's gifts of love, freedom of will. You always have the power to choose. When I started choosing to believe in my dreams, to believe in my aspirations, and I quietly pursued them, I found it not only protected my energy and my dreams, but it also protected my loved ones from worrying and feeling anxious about what seemed like my impossible dreams. Dreams are only impossible if you don't take action. But when you take action with persistence, determination, resilience, and you continuously refine yourself, there's no way you won't succeed. And to this day, I'm so glad I chose to believe in my dreams and not let myself be limited by others' imaginations. Speaking of creating a YouTube channel, it leads to the next lesson. I've realized that in this world, we truly need both darkness and light. We need darkness to see the light. And the biggest reason I started this YouTube channel is because I want to bring more of that light into the world. Because when I had experiences, meeting people in organizations where I didn't truly feel sincerity, and there were wonderful people, but because they lacked enough awareness or didn't understand themselves enough, they were led astray by greed, by daily worries about money, fame, and status. I felt so much compassion for them. And I truly believe, that if they heard information, truly beneficial knowledge, they would undoubtedly become wonderful people. And that's what truly ignited a fire within me. I'm a Libra, a sign of balance and justice. So when I see injustice, it genuinely bothers me. I feel compelled to speak the truth and stand up for what's right, for justice, for kind, honest people who, just because they don't understand enough, are easily misled. Especially women, who tend to have great trust and are often very trusting of others. I care deeply for women, and that's why I created this YouTube channel. This also brings me to a saying I really cherish. This world doesn't have too many bad people, but too many good people who haven't spoken up. Because good people are often content with their lives, and they don't feel the need for recognition, validation, or praise from others. Their lives, though perhaps not materially rich, don't demand showing off or outward display. They tend to be very private. So we might feel like there aren't enough good people in the world, but in reality, there are so many, they're just too content with their lives. In my numerology chart, I'm a number 9, the number of community. The act of spreading and sharing has been within me for a very long time, since childhood. I remember my mother telling me that when I was around 5 or 6 years old, going to the market with her in the morning and seeing beggars on the street or near the market, I would insist that she give them money. If she didn't, I would stand there and cry, begging until she gave them money before I would move on. Later, during kindergarten and primary school, if a friend came over, I would give away all the food, candy, and snacks in the house. My mother would constantly scold me for not holding on to things, but I always felt so happy doing it, and I still do to this day. So I believe this world is truly wonderful, and I hope this message can reach and ignite the fire in anyone who is still hesitant about whether to speak up, whether to share, whether to start a YouTube channel or a podcast to spread good values to everyone. I wholeheartedly support you, and I even implore you, please, speak up more, because our world, right now, desperately needs you. That leads to the next lesson. People may forget what you said, but they will never forget how you made them feel. And that's the feeling of sincerity, the feeling of love, the feeling of being heard, the feeling of being accepted. That's why I guess I've been loved so much by so many people in such a short time. My channel's views and engagement have grown so quickly, and I'm still surprised and incredibly grateful, because I know there are so many talented Vietnamese people, so many great YouTube channels. I'm just a tiny grain of sand in this vast, immense ocean, and what I share isn't some profound or divine wisdom. It's just everyday, ordinary things I've learned and compiled to share with you. But I believe that somewhere, you love me because there's sincerity in it. I think that might be one of my greatest strengths, sincerity. Of course, there have been times when this sincerity led to many lessons, when I paid a price, when I was deceived. But after that, I still decided to choose sincerity, to choose kindness, to choose to see the world with that sincerity. Because this is what the world needs. If I were to say, I'm hurt, I've been wronged, and then become bitter and hateful, it would just add more hatred and everything would only get worse. So, when things are getting bad, that's precisely when we need to stay in our love, in our kindness, in our sincerity even more, to balance it out, to counteract those less than good energies. So, if you want to share but you're worried, am I good enough? Will anyone listen? This information has already been said by many others. Please remember that your greatest strength is sincerity. You are a unique version, only you have that sincerity, expressed through your being, your presence. That is something so beautiful that this world desperately needs. No one else is quite like you. So even if you think you're saying things that have been said before, through your sincerity, it gains new colors, unique touches that are only yours. And through that, people like you will connect, they will relate because it comes from you, because you and they share common ground. So once again, don't worry too much about what to say, or if you're skilled enough, or what your qualifications are. Everything stems from sincerity, from kindness. As long as you speak from the heart, it will surely touch other hearts. The final point is a quote from Michelle Obama, the wife of former President Barack Obama. When they go low, we go high. That is the only way we can truly help others. I've experienced this firsthand during my time as a coach. Initially, I thought I needed to feel their pain with them to help them. I thought I had to descend into their low, painful, negative energy field to help them rise. But once I went down there, I realized if one person is already down, and now I go down too, then suddenly both of us are down. No, when someone is going low, that's precisely when I need to go high, so that if they want to rise with me, they can take my hand and I can pull them up. It's like when you see someone acting in ways that aren't kind or beautiful, you need to be even more kind, more refined, more polite if you truly want to help them, help yourself, and help the world. The only way is to go high, not to go down with them. Empathy doesn't mean you have to sink to their level. You can still rise and empathize with them because you've been where they are before, so you don't need to go down again. We just need to show that we listen, we understand, and we genuinely want to help them. And if they want to change, I'm here to help them. But if they're not ready, don't force them to ascend. We must respect other people's processes. People can only change when they want to. People can only rise when they want to. When they realize that the pain of not changing is greater than the fear of changing, that's when change will begin. So, our job is simply to continue rising higher and higher and higher by embodying our values, by being what we say. If we want them to be better, we must be better ourselves first. The smallest daily actions will transform others, will spread to others. Just as negative energy is contagious, so is positive energy, so is love. Everything can spread. So choose to be the light, choose to be the love, so that wherever you go, you can spread love and light. If you found this video valuable, please like, comment, and share it with those who need to hear these messages. And whenever you feel tired, come back and listen to this video because I've poured so much love into it. Let me embrace today's worries to remember when I hold your hand, soothing you with this song so that true sounds from my heart can warm the heart of someone always near me, no matter how far apart we are. And remember, where there is love, there is revolution.